Dave Daly right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. There's Dave Cackley, humble public servant. Spent his morning tweeting traffic reports, which is, well, you're asking people to pick up their phone in their car to check a traffic report, which is now illegal in the state of Michigan. So I feel like I'm working with an outlaw, and that's kind of a fun thing.
I like to color outside the lines.
That's one of those things.
People can choose to pull over to the side of the road to read it.
But couldn't that cause another accident?
Not if you're off to the snow. Not if you're on the.
Okay, I'm digging it. I'm feeling like I'm working with a rebel today.
I have. If you're gonna do this,
yep.
While you're driving, just make sure you get that head up, snap that head up really quick. Snap that head up real quick.
Myself, I have really done my level best to forego using the phone in the car.
I try to too.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. This is what I do. I just keep it way below.
I
do this.
So the 5.0 could get you. They could.
No, they could never get me.
Well, wait a minute. No, they can't because where you live, right? They don't bust people for anything down there.
Oh, nobody commits crimes in Berry County.
Oh.
I mean, the occasional meth lab explosion notwithstanding.
and the occasional guy running shine. And
in fairness, that's more Allegan County. Otsego.
All right.
And I'm just speculating. I can't. It's been a while.
Is Otsego still a county?
No, it's Otsego's, I believe, in Allegan County.
Oh.
Or is that its own county? I don't know. It might be its own. No, I think Otsego is in Allegan County.
It's still, no matter where you mention in Michigan, nothing is as exciting as Bangor. You always like to
Bangor.
You always love to pull over in
Bangor.
What?
It's Bangor.
No,
it's
Bangor.
Bangor. Oh, jeez.
We used to high five on our way to Kalamazoo. We'd be in the radio. It's like, hey, it's Bangor. Woo!
We're saying it wrong. It's okay. Oh, by the way, before we get into anything, a viewing suggestion for you that is right up your alley.
Tell me about it.
I'm only an hour and a half into this. It's a 4.5-hour podcast. Graham, okay, you just don't roll your eyes.
Dude, 4.5 hours?
Yes. Graham Hancock.
Yep. Oh.
Debating an actual archaeologist named Flint Dibble. And if you don't know who Flint Dibble is, once you see him, this is on the Joe Rogan Experience. Once you see him, you'll be like, that's what a guy like Flint Dibble, an archaeologist named Flint Dibble, should look like. Like a very low testosterone Indiana Jones, smart guy. This is a great nerd battle.
Okay.
I'm only an hour and a half in, and it's good. It's good.
I'm going to tell you what.
It's already got like 2.8 million views on YouTube.
Dude.
So you check it out on YouTube. It's
getting
so
to the point.
Good.
It's getting to the point of inarguable.
Yes and no.
No, not yes and no.
I'm gonna quick before you get into. I'm gonna quick bullet point Graham's argument, which is substantial. Is you guys haven't investigated enough of this world. Something like in the neighborhood of the continental shelf, less than 5%, of like the Sahara Desert, less than 1%. And Flint's like, well, we've surveyed a lot of it. And Graham will try and handle, okay, what? And Graham will say, I'll tell you how much has actually been excavated. You haven't excavated hardly anything. And then he shows some underwater stuff that, okay, that looks man-made. But Dibble makes some good arguments. I think Graham, first of all, it just utterly sounds brilliant. British guys just sound smarter in general.
Right.
But he is ready for this. The other guy's smart. So, but I give Flint Dibble a credit for actually coming on and having the discussion, because we don't get enough of that.
Right.
We don't get enough of that. And
I'll give you that.
It's really interesting. You'll love it. Joe does a great job of balancing it out, because Joe kind of is in more of the Graham Hancock camp.
Right.
But he's friends with this archaeologist. And he was like way back when, before that, like in the late, like 2008, 2009, he'd had Flint Dibble on his podcast way before it blew up.
Right.
So for somebody like you, especially, who's really into lost civilizations, and Graham Hancock makes more, it just gives you more compelling, not absolute evidence, but like, okay, we've got some stuff and we've got to do a lot more excavating, whereas archaeologists seem to be more assertive without having
I'll tell you
excavated enough that there isn't.
I thought that was going to be a short explanation, but thank you. You said it was going to be short, but
No, I said I'll bullet point Graham's argument.
Oh, that was a bullet point.
Woo. His was quick. It was, you haven't done enough excavating.
Here's the thing, man. The archaeologists and everything else got to a point where they were sitting on their fat asses.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And they're like, all right, this is how it is, and that's how it's going to be, and blah, blah, blah. You can literally go back in written history to cuneiform and hieroglyphics and see proof that intelligent life was here long before anybody ever dreamed of it. You can see proof of catastrophe. You can see proof of probably 4 Genesis episodes on the earth where intelligent life was wiped out. And it might be man, it might be animals, it might be dinosaurs, it might be whatever. But the facts are piling up so much. And here's one of the biggest blockers that we have in the United States. We are not allowed to go show some of the areas that humanity grew because we're not allowed in there with camera crews.
Right.
Period. It's really a crying shame that our international relations don't allow us to go tell these stories a little bit better. But in the United States, we're all sitting here going, well, it all started in Egypt. No, it really didn't. Because now the even thought is that the Egyptians strolled up on the pyramids that were already there and they made that land theirs. And it was a whole lot different landscape than it was. I mean, tell me how many lions you see in the desert now.
Yeah.
Right? How did they know about lions in Egypt if it was a sandbox back then? Answer, it wasn't. Simple enough. And if you go a little further into it and you start looking at the art from way back when and through the centuries, dude, pictures of grays and aliens and stuff like that, they've been there all along. The architecture, Teotihuacan, you've got Pumapunku down there in South America, places that were built by technology we can't duplicate yet today. We can't accomplish what they did back then, and they were supposed to be building with rocks and hammers.
Yeah, that's where I think the whole hunter-gatherer, it's all, these were just hunter-gatherers.
No, they weren't.
It doesn't lay, that to me does that argument seems pretty weak to me. But again, I'm not an expert on this stuff, so that's why I like that these two guys are, and I like that it's 4.5 hours long. I like that I have to invest time in it, and that I'm interested enough, even though some of the stuff you got to go back and like, because they'll name drop names that you have no idea who the hell they're talking about, like zero.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's interesting. And it's already got 2.8 million.
I believe it.
How many things get there? And it's a nerd battle of the highest degree. And I say that with respect.
I will have to look that up.
Really good.
I will have to look that up. Now, programming note. Yes. Monday I have to go have an MRI.
Okay.
So we'll be off. They're gonna some stupid blood reading. They're like, well, you might need a stent by your kidney.
Yeah.
Might.
Well, as long as you first of all, you got 2 kidneys. You really only need 1.
I know, right?
I got a brother only got 1 kidney. So
is he in the
market? You really got twice as many as you need.
I could just get rid of the kidney for the right price.
Who knows? I wouldn't be beyond. If you need one and I'm a match, I'll give you one. How's that?
Well, I don't know that I need one. I'm trying to tell you.
Just in case you do. If you do, I'm on the market of selling it. I've got an appendix that was already taken out. I could probably go back and get that. If somebody
I could pay off the car. That'd be nice.
There you go.
Shoot.
All right, let's do it. House Speaker Mike Johnson is attempting to attach the bill to ban TikTok to foreign aid packages. This would include aid for both Israel and the Ukraine. Now, this could fast track that bill through the House and Senate, as there is bipartisan support. Those opposed say it tramples on the free speech rights of 170 million TikTok users. TikTok also contributes $24 billion annually in the U.S. But, at the end of the day, you can use these other social media services. You got these other platforms. You got YouTube, you got Facebook, you got X, you got Instagram, that all are American-owned companies. I mean, the big issue is this is Chinese spyware. I understand, believe me, as a free speech guy, I understand the concerns, and those concerns are somewhat warranted. But this is Chinese spyware. Okay, your rights aren't being infringed upon. They really aren't. I see how it could go that way, but as it is, no, I don't see an issue with the TikTok ban.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Okay, so they're American-owned companies, supposedly.
Yes.
But if the money's coming in from other states to pump bullshit news into us and lies, hey, that's bullshit freedom of the economy.
Okay, hang on. No, listen.
No, hang on. I'm not done with my point.
Go ahead.
So, let's say we get rid of TikTok, then all of a sudden, money gets filtered from China through a couple of different things, whatever, to fill Twitter or X or whatever the hell you want to call it, or Facebook or whatever. Hey, they own that too. You know what I mean?
Own it. You can. Okay.
If it's flooded with money from some foreign entity,
here's the problem. Okay, we do this all the time now. Oh wait, this is foreign. This is Russia. This is China. This is disinformation. Most of the time, that turns out not to be true. But it's one of those things that people in either party can do this, depending on which way it's politically advantageous for them to do so.
I didn't bring up anything about politics.
But that's what this is.
No.
It is a political argument, 100%.
It could be anything.
Because
it's religion, it's politics,
everything is going through everything is going through that vessel. That's what, because you can determine which way somebody leans mostly based on how they view disinformation. Should this be allowed? No, it shouldn't. Okay, I know who you're voting for. Oh, should this be allowed? Yes. Okay, I know who you're voting for. So it's gotten to that point where, again, somebody's information is another person's disinformation. And then stuff that was thought to be disinformation or debunked ended up to be 100% true.
Mm-hmm.
And you do have to concern yourself. Yes, you do have to concern yourself with foreign entities, and that needs to be monitored. That does need to be monitored. The problem with the monitoring is we slam our heads into this every time is, I don't trust. There isn't a body that I trust necessarily to filter that out. So it's incumbent on individuals to figure out what the bullshit is.
Okay.
And that's what you got to do.
But reeling back a couple of days in the news, they're already too stupid to get into the army. So we're going to trust them with.
That's young people. That's young people. Well, look.
Good. And who's on social media?
Okay.
Young people.
Young people and older people. A lot of people aren't. Again, I'm all for shitting on young people just as much as
I'm not crapping on anybody. Okay? I'm saying they're a vulnerable audience.
They're dumb. You just said they're all dumb and out of shape.
What I said is, young people are dumb and they're vulnerable. You got to read through the words there.
Mm-hmm.
They're easily susceptible, and that's that's a big difference between being crapping on them.
But a lot of the young people are for banning this information. That's what a lot of the young people are for, especially those in major colleges and universities, right?
Okay.
A lot of them are.
Next story.
So that's just where we are. What else is going on? Netflix is getting bigger. This is actually pretty incredible. The dominant player in the streaming industry added more than 9 million subscribers in just the first 3 months of 2024. The service now has just under 276 million customers. That's about 80% of the country. That is a huge footprint.
I watch Prime much more than Netflix. I watch Prime a lot more than Netflix, but we have them both. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think. I don't have any issue with Netflix getting bigger.
You know, one thing Netflix is really good at. Netflix is really good at the whodunit story, but they can tell it to you like like Groundhog Day. They will revamp the story every 15 minutes. They will retell the entire story every 15 minutes for 90 minutes. Yeah. And it's like, just who shot the bastard? You know, get to the end of it, you know, and it's like, all right, yeah, the wife did it. And at the end,
Right.
it's like, no, the wife didn't do it. And it's like, oh, wait. Oh, I'm worn out.
Yeah, I'm never going to get to all the stuff.
Never.
I'm almost to it. Between Amazon and Netflix, I can't watch everything.
There was one on Netflix, and I don't remember who it was about or anything, but this town was terrorized by this one butthole who made life just miserable for the whole town. Did you see it?
What's it called?
I don't remember, but he literally terrorized the whole town by himself.
By doing what?
Just that
drug,
guy in town.
Just a menace.
Just a menace everywhere he went.
Okay.
So one day the whole town showed up. He pulled up to the bar. Everybody in town had a gun and shot him. The whole town shot him right there.
What year was this?
I don't remember. But the whole town shot him. And at the end of it, the whole town, nobody knew a thing.
That's what's interesting. Like, that's why I need to know, like, what are we talking the 1800s or was this early 20th?
Like in the 80s. Late 80s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The whole town was like, yeah, we're done with this bastard.
I would see, that fascinates me.
Yeah. I'll look it up.
That fascinates me. Yeah, do that, because that's something I would want to watch. Finally, the Detroit Lions unveiled their new uniforms for the 2024 season. What's being described as a modern classic look, cleaner striping in the sleeves, reworking the number, font, and streamlining the overall appearance. Detroit is also bringing back the black jerseys as an alternative look. Overall, I'm a man who hates change most of the time. They look cool. Way better than, get rid of the grays, the skinny numbers that were kind of slanted. I didn't like those. So it looks cool, especially for an organization that's on the rise in a Super Bowl contender.
Let's sell some merch.
Good on. And yes, 100%. Let's sell some merch. And you got the draft coming next week to the Motor City. So that's going to be huge. Anyway,
all right.
Sports. Tigers fall to Texas 9-7. Cubs, Miami rained out.
Oh boy.
Sports.
Jeopardy time 1200. You're at 58,500 in the hole. And
can I mention one more thing before you?
Yeah, would you? I'd love to hear one more thing.
What have you not noticed today? What have you not noticed?
You had a Brazilian wax?
Sport coat.
What about it?
My sport coat. I've never worn this on a Friday on here I've never worn this on. I probably have worn this on here occasionally, but not on a Friday. I'm usually wearing my evangelical blue, spreading the word to the masses. But I mixed it up, and you failed to notice. It's upsetting.
Well, who gives a shit? All right. Here's Jeopardy for 1200. A moody crime drama involving a robbery gone wrong. The Drop stars this TV mob boss in his final film.
I'm going to say that's gotta be James Gandolfini.
Look at this guy. You are, 95% this week. Look at you.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at this jacket.
I don't care.
This might be my new Friday look.
Yeah. Still don't care. I really... Look at me. I'm pretty today. I wore my jacket.
I am.
You didn't notice. Will you give me a boutonniere before you come pick me up for our date tonight?
Yes.
See you Tuesday.
See ya.
Back. Muskegon sunshine will thankfully return for this weekend, so let's take a look at your forecast brought to you by Trinity Health. Our weather headlines do show, even though we will have lots of sunshine over the weekend, temperatures will not really be that warm. They'll mostly be in the 40s and 50s, unfortunately, but thankfully we'll stay dry into at least next Monday. Like I said, temperature-wise today will be around 50 degrees, maybe even the upper 40s, closer to the lakeshore. Better odds of being in the lower 50s toward Ravenna. So for your Friday, expect mostly sunny skies. We'll finally get the sunshine again. The high around 50 with the winds staying fairly breezy, up to 25 miles per hour with the overnight low in the upper 30s with mostly clear skies holding on. But then some more clouds will move in on Saturday as temperatures will only stay in the upper 40s. But then by Sunday and Monday, we'll have plenty of sunshine again with temperatures warming into the upper 50s. And then next chance of rain looks to come in on Tuesday. That will be fairly brief though, with cooler temperatures following that as well, with possibly even some frost and freeze concerns. And that's your Friday and weekend forecast brought to you by Trinity Health on the Muskegon Channel. And I'm Cole Woods Weather. Have a great weekend.